Nkwanta South in the OT region. Tensions asan so ama ne homne so ewo Nkwanta South ho ama nipa num afemu ahwere wo nkwa omu nipa num omu famu omu hwere wo nkwa no so ye hye omu dwerebe ema omu afemu sebe sese yentimi mpo hu se weinie anase weinie ene se adele ene achode ene chalafo a omu Nkwanta South honom no omo ensensem ana eboboba about ensase ho nsem somewhere September 2023 and nsem we ehase na currently no ensem eboboba kiremu a amanfo enum afemu ahwere omo nkwamiensa ewo one side of the faction and emu mienu so ewo one side of the faction a sese emu num de yebetimi akiremu se Nkwanta enipa num afemu ahwere omo nkwa ewo honom asase ho nsem a ebeda ekuo miensa yintem ama ementime ho ase dodo na ekoso ewo honom a ekire yi ekoba se parliament krade omo ho gimu ma ansem no ekoda din na mom nansen yi yebetimi a confirm de amamo se ensem na sa ma omo homne so a ama nipa enum afemu ahwere omo nkwa chalafo no so omo ente ase ewo honom achodefo no so still no omo so omo ente ase nipa dodo na de ensem no ebo DC a owo Nkwanta South DC any MP a omo ho currently no omo ana omo de sobo no ebo omo sesi wo ho no on your screens IGP Christian Terr0rist yo ho no or the amocas mienu akwakopiem ewo Nkwanta ewo ho no after the renewed attacks no start ye no or the amocas mienu any police personnel dodo na akwakopiem ewo Nkwanta South ho no a ama sesi de ibetimi a confirm de ama mo say tensions no form enkakra de na mom omo ho nipa dodo na afri mu no ene omo nso omo ho aka no or still na omo ekiremu a enya de so ombeti ase a ombe make sure say enema SCC no omo so ebe retaliate because uhwemu a the first nipa miensa a omo free mu no obi enana ene ne nananom mienu a maame no wadi mfie 77 years ena omo ekwa afuo mu a the other faction omuko ti omo wafo mu hono mu a omo ekoku omo esanso twa agya hye omo dwerebe ewo ho na de kye na the other side achode fo nso ekire mu so omo nte ase se mo atimi eku omo hu nipa omo akopiem ewo afuom omo so omo so eku nipa mienu ewo ho nti enko omo hu nipa efri mu no sesi omo astati ana omo twa adwo ewo ho no omo stress IGP bebem na omo bebo omo yenko ne nkwohwe the scenes ewo Nkwanta South ne emra sesi
Sounds of angry family members of 5 people killed in a wave of brutal attacks in Nkwanta South municipality of control. In one incident, 3 victims, 77-year-old Nana Achinake Idrisu, 24-year-old Fuseini Achinake, and 70-year-old Nuhu Achinake were reportedly burned beyond recognition while working on their farm. In a separate but related attack, 2 more people were burned to death, with another sustaining serious cutlass wounds, while more than 2 houses were set ablaze. Many residents have since fled the area for fear of further reprisals. Abrompomba with Adum, our sister station, joining me for more that's happening in that community. Now, so tell me, have the perpetrators behind these attacks been identified at least?
There hasn't been any identification about these perpetrators or these persons who have been attacking individuals since yesterday and today.
What's really the current situation, especially security in the area?
Well, security has been intensified as I speak with you. IGP has also deployed some police officers to join already the police who are manning the security situation in the area. And also, the military are also here making sure that there's peace in the area. But I say with you, commercial activities have been put on hold because people are leaving their homes, people are leaving their house, their activities, their commercial activities. Schools have been closed.
And yes, school dying at tutum any ade. All these killings course, and as we speak now, omo entimi identify say way potty and the choir the speculations were say any ebia chalafo and I say ebia chodefo and a choir ekodi say adwuma. But as we speak now, you entimi confirming from the citizenry omom Nkwanta South hono say ebia we ni pass machine e free honum na so free achode ana chalanti omo and ekodi say adwuma. Now still now it's just speculations and omo kan no na bi mo so di omo ho jim kire mu say we dey wo hwa ebetimi because ebetimi mpo akwakoye ebia bandits and I say terrorist no mo di omo ho ege sansem we mu e wo ho no because say wo be hwe wo yonko nipa anim na wa hye no wakuno no wasa twaja e de ato ni mu de terrorist ne bandits nkwa na bi mu hu ni say omo ebetimi edi sa adwuma we na mom the overall speculations ayeba ne kire mu Nkwanta South omo ensensem a ekoso e wo ho between chala achode any adelefo no omo ena omo ehu ni say sa mentimi ho ase no ena asa ama ne hom ne so e wo ehonom na omo wo ho no ankasa e the updates any details na ankasa e the baye as to what's really happened which led to the death of nipanum a ye hye omo twa agya to omo mu e hye omo dwebe no e den pa pote ene siye. As we speak now, I didn't get to him say yentimi nkyere pote say we nipa we ofri chala and ofri achode omune di say adwuma the speculations I can ho so etimi kyere mu ana say we mu say this terrorists and bandits but then yanko Nkwanta South wankasa ne yanko ginkyere mu efri honom e de eba na yewe de update na to aso de amamo
kan ho asem na Nkwanta South ya mente me ho ase no asan e ma ne hom ne so biem na me kwa homa so Brempomba ke owusu e ya ma ne boni won Nkwanta Brempomba ma hae
Abraham Josu
na what's it what they was sort to for ma edien na asan ma basabasa ye no e ma ne hom so biem yi
Abla obi enim nia etimi ede samet emetwati esa eba ye enche bia ma ne bebrendra na ye bo ye efa asonje ho ekwaya empanyifo na face National Peace Council ana Facebook ma fo nkasa ana montu a mu etu ye se be ya asonje betimi aba krom kwa na we obi enim nia eba ya na say after empanyifo atna say asesa sankanta nyina je tu asonje beba no na say de okopi mu ewo community bi ayefen ye keri dia aka so no de na say de ehura ana ehuri na wati a etwemu yebo amane say nipa mienu etu etime eka om ama nipa bebre so de efa so eprepra ye honom dika ebi sekan ye amanfo so etwemu say abambo adwuma yesem enkoye ebi ekyom samofa wondi eya edinya na ahomati yan sori enko egogoti ati say mentwati bi asa sori na we eya dan hwehwe na kopim wo kiri de dan kro makoma ko be se enum a kiri de se se kata de nyina ahwedwere ba a obi enim ne etime ekoba ya etime ehye na mpanyefo ana feso AD01 Prez ne mbrantie ana feso military command a omo wa ha ana feso police for etime ekopim honom na modo mo sa omo aso atutu fem no na chese mentwati ya ne pabonfo bi etime akonya a omo time kodi sa yamra sem Abraya kwere ye nyama bi tise petrol e wo honom nyama bi tise lighter ana nyama bebria a nipa bonfo etimi ebedi sa sabone no omotimi edifa so omo ye de sia me no ka se die ekopemu dia ya de abambo won se mayire e wo keri obia e wo keri ho se keri kuro na da ne musie obehu obi a jesa ma mienu miensa a omani kakra na se da maba a obehu omo e wo kuro mu ho si ada wakoye hu nsem ede ama adesha mo Nkwanta South esa ne se e mo nim se asunje ne de omo nsaka na eba ne se na nse de mentwasi eya di omo nya nke esa me no kata de aposi fo na bambo won nsem kasi de beti akoyi se be ya asunje mapa beti abedi titima e won Nkwanta de na
Brempon obi epra ana se obi afimo wo sa de ekoso yi mu ana
the chairman of the idea, and ya dear will be a plan to be a film. It's an dialogue, Machine, a diamond for it's a sentiment to my journey. I don't my Japa, then no more dine.
Okay.
na kyerɛ nya de obi ɛwɔ dam a bibi sa ɛkɔso na mbom agyapade de ɛhye yɛ papa yɛkɔ hu bi te sɛ gari a wɔpɔ ɛde agu dam mu ɛyɛ back to back sa mɛde gasihie ɛkɔso no bepere no na ɛtimi ahyɛ wɔ hɔnom na afisa amanfoɔ ɔmo nkyɛnse ɔmo back na ade ɔmo agadi nyinaa ɛtimi ayɛ de ahyɛ a ɛkɔkɔ yɛ rekɔ nsɛm ɛwɔ hɔnom tete a me no kasa de okɔpɛ mu de ohu tete ne ohu school ni bia ɛwɔ hɔnom a and also our way of how can see Kerry Nenamantema, Yama, Baba with him, I will Mate
Obinpomba, Mamena, Obinpomba, K. Usu, Timantemu, Nkwanta South and now. All right,
and see, after say, Nipanum Eshe or Monkwa, yes, somewhere last week now, ye the update in the Bremono, and paying so the update I de Amamus is saying, Suchima, Nache say, or more Akochuja, Eddie Atu, if ye ni be more, or more Ashishi, if ye Nankrabes, and Num, and I say, if ye Makomako, and Num. Ewo Nkwanta South Oti region honoma ye de updates no de bremo ewo honum you could see say Ghana National Fire Service any timemufo ni bi and omo muti Nkwanta South hono omo boa na omo edumja as we speak now obia eni krom ho omo be hu omo ye maame mpanimfo kakra omo ani afi kakra no omo na ube hu omo ewo krom honom a omo enenam ho na teacher ni ho school ni ho edan ni nyina school dan ni nyina atutum a enedwade yi omo MBA ewo honom a ye de update no ebremo after say impo IGP or de ni amokas mienu ene ne mranti akopie mu ho still na tensions no after self died down last week no this week and so asa ama ne homne so ewo honom a ye de update no ebremo nti ye hwe ne adi nsem no achi sampa se omo nsensem dada no na asa ama ne homne so anase mpo nkofo bi na de omo ho agim na omo di sa adwuma na ye de update no enyina e de ebebremo ewo honom ye toa ensem no so na ye de update na bremo a ye nyina nim Frederick Kumi aka Abutrika a ne nsensem be pie mo Ghana ha a ye say ye be extradite no ye be fa na free Ghana ha e de na akoma US authorities na omo e di na asem no per the update a free court eba etiremu a sese de court aka asem ni nyina awie after file for way ni nyina echi no court aka asem ni nyina awie sese de Frederick Kumi asem na eboboba ne tiremu a abranche ye de be ma US authorities na omo ahwe na omo di na asem ewo ehonom enti arehosam efri mu eba to the youth of Swedro because some there enya asem a omo ni eje ho kra ewo honom ti quickly ne be kwa hwe the demeanor of Frederick Kumi aka Abutrika timer ye de no efri ehonom ne ye de na kwa kopiem back to efiase no ye wi a the aftermath and I say what exactly is the court saying ye de no so nyina be ka ho de amamo ye nkɔ ne hwe Frederick Kumi ne mra sisi
it is finished. Yeah, they bet me.
Frederick Kumi ne ekohwe mra ne de ne free court ho de na kosesi court no ama Frederick Kumi ne council am 15 days 15 days no they should come up and file anything ombe susu say ebetimi akọ de atia extradition na ye de ama Frederick Kumi no so mo asem foforo bia aka against court ni ruling na within 15 days no omo enfamra na supporters omo free Agna Swedro be pie mu ene omo po omo support Abutrika enyina de omo hu ji mu kire mu se omo nte ase me emfa ne free Ghana ha sei emfa ne nko onwi Ghana ni bia sika onkofa obia enkoto obi Ghana ni bia botom ewo honom ti omo ente ase me emfa no free ho enko na court ho na akoye butubutu yenko ne hwe supporters no the way no omo omo ho ewo ho na yemra sisi
no. The mercy is there. If we were pushing through, I'm in the Gaza. I just got that. Someone, where? The mercy is there. But the mercy is there. But you know what? Well, Nipo why? I say, what you not to? Are they? Nipa Ben. Why no we know?
enti nipa oboa yen ohwe yen didima ebidi mo ache na tum se mo de ne ekọ US ni akodi na asem hwan ene be hwe yen ni ade enti eno any some of the supporters are omukopie mu ewo eye Abutrika court hono a ye de ne ekopie mu omo ensem ana omo edi tudwa na the council for Abutrika edi ensem atudwa omo hu ni say this Abutrika extradition is politically induced, and I say politics kakra she chire ena omo edi Abutrika ewo honom no nti ne lawyers no edi nsem atu dwa chire mu a omo ehu ne se omo hu ne se edrumre bi no omo hu ne se politics kakra wom. But then before that no abrantie bi a wayi nanim chire mu a ono Abutrika ne brother anase ni nua bema edi nsem betu dwa chire mu a Abutrika mbu Ghana ni bia ono kra sa Facebook account ne adi enkofu kra na bia account a eya omo edi ye niema ewo Facebook just because somebody benya followers ne ade ni account ye ba akopɛ eno ane Snapchat enti omo hu bone potia wa ye nti a omo epesom de ni free Ghana hako US kodi na asem nti a self-acclaimed brother of Abutrika Frederick Kumi eden nsem atudwa yenko ne nkotie ne nsem ne mra sese
Abutrika echi anasa Abutrika na di wechi.
Me pacho me na me di nechi.
Una odi nechi.
Me pacho ane.
Una odi Abutrika echi.
Me pacho ane.
Untuni Abutrika yi.
Minim ni ye minua.
Ebi nu keka se Abutrika eye siketru. Ebi mu so se eye fraud. Se eye onua no de na abetumi aka fa onua.
Me pacho Abutrika enye siketru na waje ena enye fraud. Me pacho Abutrika ye obi a oye cardila. Obi a ya we. Obi a ya we sa Abutrika ye cardila. Na ni ti akoba ni nyina se nkofu bebre na use fake account. I was TikTok, WhatsApp, any other. But Abutrika also only TikTok account, only WhatsApp, even though I do used to pay a Snapchat. Snapchat pay and Abutrika for then for easy. It's a man for use needing here then. It's kind of or a fraud. It's Abutrika also so point of fraud that on Obian is a card la. I say, if the Yamu near Cosina and simple and Tass, Abro Adrian in Yamu and Tassi. Say they didn't know what this house money then. Every union or bra on yes, age man.
The BI be mu Abutrika or Snapchat.
Ye nyina nim se Abutrika oye car dealer onye fraud eno ne nsem a eye abranche edi tudwa o se ono ne di Abutrika echi enti ono ene de ne nsem tudwa kire mu a Abutrika na ngasa oni account bebre wo ho na account aye Snapchat amanfo ena bia account obese omo edigu nanim ase na se de me nkan de tudwa no the council for eye Frederick Kumi omo ebekasa aye de omo nsem etudwa na omo nsem omo de tudwa no na omo kire mu a ase nsem no de we ekono de omo ne beko court bia ne aboagu bibi on be court bia na aboagu enti omo file bibi se ansem no se de ekono as a politically ense bi she kire na epiepia ansem no se de ensem no si kono Abutrika nkasa drumre bi age ne fa ahode edi free ne nsem ema ba bi odane na aduane obedi ne ade nyina yeji sa freedom ni free ne nsem courts bon nsem ni nyina de tuguye ema lawyer no ede ne nsem tudwa so the council for Abutrika ede nsem tudwa yenko ne enkotie ne mra sese
Council, the same who they see of course.
With the heading kakra so this is saying court here. Only applications because you argue the application. Obeka say me ni patre ni say. Obisi beka say ni say and then judge no so ben way no say okay based on the law say and I say say. Abu case here by you can say offenses are per se yen use soon for extradition. Any part of list of offenses are it will be a friend of treaty. And a treaty usually a friend is agreement between countries. On mine me no man I say we agree. Agreement say okay. Say obi ya bonit say ni say so obi tutu so obi ko obi a na say oyen war ebia US and Germany and say bibi eno odwane ba Ghana for monchenu na monfa no money nzansa na obesa na say any number district court na hwe say nia omo patire no eno na waye ana ena say waye san so a ewo sa extradition list so ana ena ye ka say debi sa offenses no eni sa extradition list na nti en wo say court ikra enti asem na so court ni ka say debi 2 days ago e kan ena obeti asem ye di for so by and say okay fine ebi mu can win you setting up in a way this are set up it is not right in law and until sa nipa no you can say at least court my to me and use power now money for on the yin and over court say okay say you say and say it's on the my evidence and I too you guys say you pay expert witness obeti me at court and say even abu offense no there is some form of political connection to it and until any offense I was say extradition and them now so court look say baby on what determine double criminality bibia and we have not proven to her say there is a political connection to the offense and until me upper training say as for abono there afi finally or say on my yen and now so by law yent me for no kosa there 15 days within 15 days I was say yen call high court with an application for habeas corpus say high court ma Ghana for no or mine or monfa no bra winning or high court I determined say I was saying engine one say so another leg of the litigation goes on again but within a certain 15-day window now so near course we can see what we can do because we believe that it is an error on the face of the record and that it's something that we can go to the higher courts and challenge it. So either if it's through the process of an appeal or any other process that we can do within the rights of the law, we will do that hopefully.
Yes, into the council for a year abutrika normally omonsem etudwa e wo ho no no ntise o chirimu a omon give you up sese no omo enye se ade no ese ade em se dreams ni na hye egu wo ho there be endru sa they will still make sure say omo be ponder on this very particular case normally a higher court. But then another council for a year abutrika so the nsem etudwa which means ono na ye in charge of a filing of all the counter issues on be some the counter extradition ni na ono enso de nsem etudwa e wo honum ono ena na o kiremu say counter niema omo file ye nyina ya de court no anya antum na omo de 15 days no they still have hope say within 15 days no they can turn things around the other council for abutrika niemra sisi.
Okay, so my name is Rosemary, and of course, I'm a lawyer in the case of the Republic versus Frederick. So right now we're in court and we have filed various preliminary legal objections on the extradition of Frederick, but the court has always dismissed it. It's actually a process. If you go into the Extradition Act, you know that extradition processes are a bit very fast, but here we've been able to stall it and make it a bit slower to ensure his release, but still the court is still dismissing all its applications. Today in court, we had filed a preliminary legal objection and we have filed an application to actually disclose items in which they seized, stating that the items do not really belong to Frederick and actually is not associated with the extradition offense, but the court actually ruled against. And then the court adjourned the case to 15 days in which we have to file a habeas corpus. So hopefully, we're believing that when we file the habeas corpus, we'll be able to state our case properly and tell the court why Frederick cannot be extradited. Right now, our hopes are up. Not entirely up, but we're hoping for the best.
All right, ain't no any updates from the camp of Frederick Kumi as a CID. The updates, and I said per court no or more BMC at the free Ghana has said in Akopium United States near Yakudinasem. But then 15 days no or more heard the council no. What exactly can they do? Say Ombetimi attend it. Extradition no the every honomaba and no any the current updates are on abutrika. Yeah, twansem no so presidents and our former presidents Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo enche bia na ye share no lay canon ewo the Anglican Church. Sesi ECOWAS nso so as ama na adwuma fofora okwa kopiem ewo Benin na wakwa kohwe na omo election on ba be coming on 12 April 2026 no obehwe na omo aye election no e de free ho. Enti president former president Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo ono ene kwa kojinem on your screens Akufo-Addo to lead ECOWAS mission for Benin elections. So that is the update a free honum eba. Enti President Patrice Talon ono ena ye the incumbent president for a year Benin ono ena CCAD per the ruling na aba no omo I declare and say ontimi enkojina mu bio because ni 2 times no ason Nancy a update bremo on Benin issues with coup PCC any adeni na President Patrice Talon na why na adwen say enya de say obe free so ono so obe make sure say the next election ebeba no we akoginem na yakoto ne so aba no bi no eno na sese de peruli ne ba ne chiremu a ontimi enkobio na yasanso ayi president Nana Adodankwa Ekufuado say onko na onkonko ginem na onhwe na yento aba emfa ema yemfa Benin for emfa ento aba ewo hono the president and our former president Nana Adodankwa Ekufuado ena ono ekwa koginem ewo hono it yes eyo say sesi papa no wakwa akoda oye adwuma ewo hono mpa a enye agro ewo hono mo ye beto aso na ye the updates no de amamo ewo hono mo a president Donald Trump edin semaba betudwa na nensem odi tudwa no okiremu a Africa has say no we have a lot of potentials jumedie dodo na ewo Ghana ha anasa ebibimam ha we have a lot of natural resources and minerals ebetimi edi juma to stand strong as a continent na em say nyema bi na enche down to toye ewo honti President Donald Trump after say obo Ghana ye reparation and sensem no obotugu yes ono de on back yen no o se yetimi kan hu boma enkanya reparation ene be ba siki for ye betimi agina brand as a continent ye kuni ko President Donald Trump na yembra sisi all right enti ye the President Donald Trump nsem no ebeto so amamo ahwe ewo ehonom enti yankoni enti President Donald Trump na yembra sisi
big advantage. But Africa has tremendous value in its land. And if they can unify and get together, I think it's got tremendous potential. I have a lot of very smart friends that they're putting everything into Africa.
All right, and the President Donald Trump and the didn't some to judge more. Say Africa na bibi memu ha ye kan hu bom ne ye we have a lot of potentials. Ono angasa o wonamfo Africa ha oni omudi nkomo no tie omo nsem omudi tudwa. Uchema adwene no wo ho. The resources are there, but then said yes achiche yemu there is no unity obi ye na dwuma ne na de bi ye ne niema as a country as a sovereign nation ya de no. Eno ne ade a eha eye abibiman yetimi kan hu bom said the former president of Ghana, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah try senko ye no yetimi ye ne sadia. We have a lot of potentials that we can dwell on and become a continent etimi edini juma ewo ho. Na yebeko India nso so ensem efri honom e de ababe piem ewo Ghana ha sei. Na ene se omo agrante amnesty to Ghanaian overstayers. So on your screens, you see India offers amnesty to Ghanaian overstayers until 31st May. Until May 31st, ena omo ebe bane se wa overstay ewo India. Na che se ebe bo na si tuo no aba be pm. On your screens, Ghana's ambassador to India ono ena wo ho no ne Indian foreign affairs minister menkanesa omo ena omo waje amnesty krata na ekire mu sese ya mamo chance mo amatena ho amon krata ewu ewo India no ya mamo chance say up to 31st May because na penalties bi ka ho eno yetimi deport u chanye ekure betimi ache watum ewo India ho nti sese ya mo up to 31st May ne so a fa boaboa ho ye onema se wo pese wo apply for another more staying period that India obetimi e dey apply se nso wo pese wo ba back to Ghana no atimi e dey sa period no etimi e dey aboaboa ho e wo honom enti ye to aso ne dey ensem no e dey amamo Foreign Affairs Minister Okujeto Ablakwa edin sema to because currently after Ghana ko boa Jamaica na omo rebuild your country no after omo hurricane no omo so a big support after Brazil be support Ghana no omo so the support aba Jamaica for the omo krata ten the abetire mo omo so support Ghana reparation request de akoto United Nations anim no omo support Ghana 100% and you know and in somewhere free the foreign affairs of Jamaica omo de abre Ghana enti eno no yebekom na ye de emunsam no e de abremo enti on your screens we a press release Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade Jamaica omo e de no no Jamaica supports Ghana led declaration on enslavement of Africans as the gravest crime against humanity, Jamaica is pleased to be among the 123 countries who supported the adoption of a United Nations resolution endorsing the trafficking and enslaved Africans and racialized cartel enslavement of Africans as the gravest crime against humanity and efforts led by the Republic of Ghana. President John Dramani Mahama ne binka ne se ne nsɛm ɔde akɔto UN fo anim sɛ yɛbɛ consider the transatlantic slave trade ɛnneɛma ɛkɔɔ so nipa ewu yɛ ayakayaka de yɛde yɛ nkoa yɛbɛ form free bibima mu ha yɛ form nomum the gravest crime yɛ ka ɛyɛ ade ani kwa sɛ the last thing you can say will be decide niamane diwa na say that is the last of it all. Enti one criminal actor or more, and I said the Western world normally be my enti Jamaica for they are pleased to be in support of President John Dramani Mahama. The resolution was adopted today, March 25th, as the global community commemorates the International Day of Remembrance of the Victims of Slavery and the Transatlantic Slave Trade. In welcoming the resolution's adoption, Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, Senator the Honorable Kamina Johnson-Smith says Jamaica's support reflects both its long-standing engagement in multilateral efforts to confront the legacy of cartel slavery and its historical ties to West Africa. In Jomuchemwa, they are so much in support. Ghana, the reparations are ACQ with UN. They are so much in support of what is currently going on. And no, the updater, the Foreign Affairs Minister, and so a post here on the X handle so or say yes, when we all come together and unite, we can have a country or we can have a continent. They are looking out to seek for justice on reparations. Any updates are free Jamaica for her the eba ahase. And yes, from the Foreign Affairs Minister, him say, and people started bashing him. Black Americans don't want no more bashing with the how was so in Sebnumu, the better form be or person update Ghana for or person update be mine any idea honum. And that is the update. But yet, twice Jamaica was therefore pleased to have voted in favor of the United Nations General Assembly resolution proposed by Ghana declaring cartel slavery as the gravest crime against humanity. The resolution was adopted today with a vote of 123 in favor, 3 against, and then 53 abstentions. We thank His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, President of the Republic of Ghana, and the Honorable Samuel Ablakwa, Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Ghana, for this initiative, for their yes, and the Betwaso Ewoho Edi Amamo say Omo Ebwa ama reparations no omo champion ewo honoma yedi ehu edwumane enso yedi updates no de bremo enti omo eda Ghana bayase President John Dramani Mahama say for omo enuma mujuma so a omo edi their steadfast efforts to bring this issue to the center of discussions at the United Nations, the foreign minister added. And see, that is the current update. If you honum eba Jamaica for any aje say omo eboa na enema we na akoso. In reflecting on the recent visits of the Foreign Minister of Ghana to Seville in St. Anne, Jamaica, Minister Johnson Smith noted that the Foreign Minister and his delegation were moved by the history and recognition of being at one of the earliest sites of the arrival of more than 1 million enslaved Africans during the transatlantic slave trade into Ochiremwa. They acknowledged the fact that after say yes slave trade ni nyina enkro na omuko piepie so no ebi na ye Jamaica omo receive over 1 million slaves ye me can say ye deport omo from baby ye omo call so omo ko ye adwuma no. They received over 1 million of the slaves. Jamaica was therefore pleased to have voted in favor of Ghana. So that is the update. A free Jamaica for her they are fully in support of Ghana. Your reparations are your channel or your diabeto United Nations for any a honomono. Enti yebet twa so na ye the updates no e the abremo. yes yɛbɛto aso ne the updates no the abrɛmo ɛwɔ ɛhɔnom yɛbɛba nkranman mu ha. All right, but before that yɛbɛba nkranman mu ha ne the nsɛm na abrɛmo no yɛtoa nsɛm wei ne so ɛwɔ reparations with Jamaica deɛ na the resolution strengthens international recognition of the scale, duration and enduring impact of the transatlantic slave trade and racialized cartel enslavement. Yes, the adoption of this resolution no idea Jamaica for so ma adopt here or more try say or more ebe back Ghana for ye to aso na the update no the amamo ye ba nkranman mu ha woni bi say enche bia na men kan say homowo no ba bedin tintiman ewoga ewo nkran ha sei enti the ban on noise making no ya dia afi bia abaya ritual a ye ewo nkran eni important enti no anama nkran hema waba bonten the Queen Mother waba bonten a ode warning kese de ema omo tenkran eni important mu a ban no unse ban no ye no section by section we mu ye omo de na we mu de no omo nyeye ebedru ha na bi mu so ye omo de but then in general and Queen Mother ne dia to dwa say basa ye bietum from 4th May ekosi June 4th say ban on noise making Obia making sure say they will adhere to it. Omon person and task force afaha yakotutu asori bi ntwene yakwakobu ba bi yakose ho ne ma yenko ne ntie Queen Mother ne emra sese
yempedede yabosom na sifam yempedede wonti ase na be ya asori akogogota koye wo ho Calvary wo ho eho na Yesu yi je to wa ma Yesu onye to ayenara yasasini ya bo denden ma ye moja ye nananum hwegu ho na omode je nkrasa ase to wo ma Jesus nhwe moja ngu won nkrasa ase to ho ma ye enti yesre mo adaroma dede no mo menne kukuru ni jaye a keka no su be jaye
osofo young ones osofo no mo aba so mo pese omo be so peni na omo ni penifo be kasa anyhow mo pese omo kanu we are just warning them say omo pese ya ma won say ye boy num ye born drums any bibia wow ye be chill say wo born drum and wo yes sa nyamanyama no a ye mfa nchew and ye kasa you are make sure say we sorry no wo be yi fi sa say ne so famanyaba.
All right, and that is the Queen Mother omon sema omodi to dwa kire mu a yebnya bietum say 4th May to June 4th ye ban on noise making you make sure say you adhere to it na ne nsema na okeka no na emu eye dupa e wo ho kire mu a enye wa sorry no e na beje nkran kuro no asi ho omo na nanom omo je nkran kuro no di si ho until they want to revere them, they want to respect them, give them the maximum respect. As we speak now omo si omo ba be lande baby omo obi an omo be piem e wa asase ne so a omo be make sure say omo be hwehwe ntakra mu ni ade nti bedru homo festival no na rituals bi a ose baby omo ye rituals ni konyina no omo e de ama omo na mu ye dede a omo hu ne ma ekoso ene ade nti mo omo chance na baby anye din no matimi abo adwuma e wo ho nti no anyone in kese free the Ga community, the chiefs any the Ga Queen Mother ono agasa about to nenum to say eduru ho a sorry no a omo bie ni ade papa no okasa no say asofo nketo no maba no oka hwe omu ntie papa no say osremo sesi ade mu ntie because omo sa so mu a maso ebetimi ayehye e wo ho ye ko CID boss ho maame no e de nsem atodwa maame Lydia Donko or the nsem atodwa e wo ho no say edrumre bi ebeye se Ghana became the hub for stolen cars ka bia yira wa mono ne ne se yehwehwa Ghana ha e na mo be ba be hu no na sisi omo operations omo ye e de cheche eye amanfo ne ade their cyber crime unit any CID fo angasa ka omo abomo omo edi juma no they are not targeting young individuals with flashy cars there be enye mo twitwi cars expensive cars no luxurious cars no enye mo na yet na was the updater ye de ema Professor J na no poku agiman I no so ade tudwa ade kire mu say the rescue mission na ekoso no eka wom because ye dinka de tudwa say dan na nkasa si wona na wo say nke bubu no na ye si no foforo na say ye man reinforcement no ni nyina na ye sika ni nyina aka ensam ne ho enti ye na yaba bedru ba bia ye duri na ode tudwa kire mu say eka bi a wo rescue mission ni hu ni nyina aban ebefa ka ni nyina no ma make sure say omo nso omo hospital a ye hwe omo prepra eni ade ni nyina aban ebeboa na omo ahwe na omo afaka no na aba ama abusuafo no omo nso eho ahare omo kakra in these grieving times na eno nso so aboa ama enema akoso said etie nti yebekọ ne ahwe Professor J na no Opoku Agyemang right up. So this morning I visited the Accra Newtown Experimental School following the collapse of a multi-story building on the site and received a detailed briefing on the situation. I was accompanied by the Minister for Interior, Honorable Muntaka Mohammed Mubarak, along with officials from the Ghana Armed Forces 48th Engineer Regiment, the Ghana Police Service, the Ghana National Fire Service, the National Ambulance Service, and NADMO. Into Ochiremu Okopiemu, and Anopeyi Ewo Honomwa, on a Interior Minister, Honorable Muntaka Mubarak, and Okopiemu, a briefing, no. What with a Niema Ecos from Ghana Armed Forces, Ghana Police Service, Ghana National Fire Service, National Ambulance Service, and the NADMO, Omunina rescue mission. The response efforts have been commendable. A total of 23 victims were rescued, but sadly 3 lives were lost. I also acknowledge the local community which acted as first responders and played a critical role in the early stages of the rescue efforts. Work is ongoing to fully clear the debris, with operations expected to continue over the coming days. And see, Ochiremu obebo new town for omo teben experimental school no obebo mambaso because they offered to help at the early stages of the rescue mission. Omo enekomu ekoboa first. Ewo honum ewo ho. And see Ochiremu the aka all the rubbles na dear ni concrete aka wo hunu nyina ombe yin nyina afiri na mum in the coming days no the other juma e ka ho na juma e ka ho also mo ye nyina ombe make sure say omo ebe start no my on behalf of His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama expressed condolences to the affected families and commended all emergency services for their swift and coordinated response. We need to go beyond response and address the root causes of such incidents. Adherence to building regulations and accountability at all levels are essential to prevent future events. Into Ochiremu on President John Dramani Mahama Oma Kambo mo de Reparations sem ema busua omo ahwere omo nkofo ewo new town dan edwirigu ye no omo de omo ya konsem ema omo na omo make sure say we have to be proactive. Ye ntwen man sem ni nsi ansa ne akofa we ya bana Ghana ye boka wo ho. We could have paid less to enforce the regulations. Now we are going to pay more just to, cater for a disaster. From the site, we visited victims receiving treatment at the 37 military hospital and the police hospital, where we were received by the Inspector General of Police, Christian Teteyohuno, at the University of Ghana Medical Center, UGMC. We were joined by the Minister for Health, Honorable Kwabena Minta Kando. I assure the victims of government support during this very difficult time. In Tiomo Visite, baby, yadi omuko ye nyina Ghana Police Hospital, yadi ebimu eko 37 military hospitals, yadi ebimu ko ho, yadi ebimu so ko University of Ghana Medical Center. Ni nyina yadi ebimu ko ho ma omuko pie mu ho no mo omuko hwe omo a omo ho ekan ye no enti no any update free the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, Professor Nana Opoku Agyemang ho eba. Na omo leadi rescue no Lieutenant Colonel Amponsa edensam tudwa. Na Ochiremu a edan na ebubu ye no enye bibia say it is purely a structural integrity issue. Eno na ma dan na ebubu ye. Nenko tie Lieutenant Colonel Amponsa Niemra Sisi.
We know that this place is a school. As at the time we've been here, we've not seen any of the students making their way here. Does it mean that this place is off limits for all persons as work continues today?
Well, that is the decision of the school authority. But looking at the situation here, I think it's not an ideal for the school children to embark on their school activity for today, at least for today. It will be prudent for the place to be cleared for them to start school. So that is what we see.
A lot of people are asking questions as to why this may have happened. I know you're seeking to clear the debris, but on matters of investigation, can you tell us what is expected to happen as well?
Well, I think the whole issue has to be subjected to investigation. So for now, we cannot be able to establish the real cause of the building collapse. But for such a structure and as an experienced engineer personnel, you could see that it's purely structural integrity issues. But as I said, I'm sure detailed investigation will be carried out by the relevant authorities.
In terms of the work that is expected today, personnel who are supposed to be on the ground, can you provide us details of that as well?
Well, what I can say is that we have a coordinated strength of personnel from all the sister security services for us to carry out the activities that are likely to happen today. But in terms of the figures, I can tell you that at least for the military, we have about 30 personnel on ground. Not more yesterday, there were about 50. But as the work has reduced, we may not need that significant numbers. We aim to reduce the numbers at the site. So, but the fact remains that we have adequate personnel to be able to carry out the remaining activities.
Yes, so that is the update I free Lieutenant Colonel Amponsaho de Eba Uchiremwa. Yes, dine de Jirigu Yeni Nemu Omoya investigations. Nemum ono di ohun say structural integrity no any the issue e mass ani mani na si na sisi e baby o maye adwuma na kodru no omu hia nipa dodo bebre enti numbers no omo teso asrafo dodo no omo ateso police force so e wo ho mo ye adwuma no matete so because they don't need all the people around. As a year adwuma no ekoso sisi e adwuma no akofom no sanso de nsem etudwa echiremu a residents amo anomote omote new town ho omo ebo omo ho emodin pa epoaye ema the early stages of the rescue no angasa to nanum to how they came and helped with the rescue and san na nadmo jumayefo ne omo maka security forces ni na eba be pie mu ho no ti enko ne entie Colonel Amponsa ne nsem no ne nsam rasese.
Last night we had a report of the building collapse at Newtown, where we are currently located. And as part of our mandate, we quickly deployed personnel and then the needed equipment support to help rescue the victims of the unfortunate disaster. Upon arrival here, we established the interagency collaboration with the NADMO, which is the lead agency, as well as the Ghana Police Rep, the National Ambulance, the Fire Service. And let me acknowledge the fact that the first responders, that is people within the general area, also played a very vital role. So since our deployment, series of activities have been conducted. The initial phase of activity was to establish cordon in order to provide security at the incident area. Sequel to that, we engage in the search and then the rescue activities. And as of this morning, I'm confident to say that we have made significant effort in terms of the number of personnel that have been rescued. We have rescued 20 personnel. Unfortunately, 3 are dead, making 23 victims. Yes. So we have rescued 20 victims and then recovered 3 dead bodies, making 30. So making 23. So basically, that is the activities we have done so far. As of this morning, we continue with the demolition of the rubbles. And as you can see, we have reached the base of the storyboarding. And there is no individual trap or victim trap under.
Because that was one of the concerns, that there could still be persons inside the rubble. But you say that as you've reached the base, there's no such thing.
Yes, there's no such individual who is currently trapped under the collapse structure.
So we're at the base, we've seen the rubble. What is expected to happen today?
Okay, so our future engagement or our current activity is to clear the debris in order to make sure that at least the area is free from this unfortunate incident. So that's operation.
Yes, Colonel Amponsan and some of the 2 Jano Chirimoa. They've gotten to the base of the debris, all the rubbles, Omedrasia, and speculation say Ebimu Chirimu say Ebimu da social say any adeno. CCA Omedrasia, until they can confirm. Say Obia and Shase, but then Asat Anopano na Omu Etime nipa 20 and Miensan, so they discovered 3 dead bodies. Na yes, nipa Miensan, unfortunately, Omu Efrimu Ewo Honum. Yeah, twa. and some so not yet the amount. President John Dramani Mahama has received a hero's welcome after say only UN for the coffee so say a reparation in someone for reparations hono omo edgy two muno oba no a hero's welcome pa na omo yedema President John Dramani Mahama I be must start tag no say he is the star of Africa and near man na penifon no menga say tete presidents a man penny for na omu edi juma no eno bi na wa start on your screens the newly acquired private jet Ibrahim Mahama the private jet President John Dramani Mahama 82 kwan no eno na say they are taxiing it into its angler omo aircon no makwa pake the esi ho cause ananamo 2 year na kwanto 2 year no obepiem successfully nti omo call na omo akwa pake jata private jet no a very nice private jet sleek one and screens no so fefe packet na yebeko na President John Dramani Mahama ne welcoming no the heroes welcome no what went into it denti and ye kase a heroes welcome yebeko ni akwa hwe ne welcoming video no ne abasisi ye ba beto aso de abom.
Excellency the Vice President, Chief of Staff Julius Debra, I understand, will walk straight to where the plane is. Will be receiving the president. When the president alights, he will be ushered to the days where they will be seated. There will be brief messages, a welcome address by the Chief of Staff. The Vice President would also issue a congratulatory message on behalf of the people of Ghana. And His Excellency the President will also speak. It is a brief ceremony, and I believe many of us here are so much excited. So while we are waiting to see his President's exit from the plane, let's cross over to Belinda to speak to. Will share their thoughts with us on this historic moment, starting from the victory at the UN General Assembly. And so you see Ghanaians carrying several placards with all kinds of messages encouraging. Of course, I saw some of these messages. One said, "You are indeed the Black Star of Africa, John Dramani Mahama." One of the placards reads, "Ghana and the whole of Africa is proud of you. Thank you for making Africa proud. The AU champion for reparations." At this stage, many people waiting for the president's arrival to spot him come out of this special flight are drumming, dancing. They are so excited. Young people may have read about this painful experience. Over 400 years of enslavement, 400 years of abuse, 400 years of deliberate killing of innocent Africans in the name of trafficking them to many countries, particularly in the US and many European countries. And you would know that a few countries, I'm told, have so there we see His Excellency John Dramani Mahama back home. The trumpets, the vuvuzelas will sound a warm welcome by the Vice President, who just hugged the President. We have the Chief of Defense Staff, the IGP, of course, service commanders are also represented here, and the Chief of Staff and the Inspector General of Police will be supporting the Vice President, and the Chief of Staff as his President, our President John Dramani Mahama, walks on the red carpet to take the days at the podium, where I believe the national anthem will officially commence this short ceremony. If you have just joined us, we are broadcasting live from the Jubilee Lounge at the Kotoka International Airport, where traditionalists, cultural troopers from the Ghana Dance Ensemble are here. We have the chiefs, the queen mothers from the Ghana traditional area. While we will be taking the national anthem any moment from now. So let's listen to the sounds here at the Jubilee Lounge while the program continues.
All right, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The national anthem, the national anthem. Wave your flag, boy! Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, His Excellency President of the Republic of Ghana and the Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces. Your Excellency, on grounds to welcome you, is chiefs from Greater Accra. We have traditional rulers who are here, priests, we have men of God, we have our Council of State members, senior officers of government, all of them are here to welcome you, Your Excellency. We'll now invite the Chief of Staff to welcome His Excellency, the President, Honorable Julius Zebra.
Your Excellency President Mahama, Your Excellency Madam Vice President, the Chairman and members of the Council of State here present, senior government officials, service commanders, our revered chiefs and traditional rulers, members of the clergy. We welcome our President back home. Our President has made us so proud as a country. And so, it calls for all of us to be here to welcome him. Mr. President, if we had not controlled the numbers, I believe you couldn't have stand it. Why are we here? Several years ago, our first president, Osagyefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, when he led the African liberation struggle, he made Ghana proud. We became the first African country, Sub-Sahara, to gain independence. Several years down the line, when the entire African Union were looking for somebody courageous, bold, wise to lead the charge, they found no one but our president, President John Dramani Mahama. Mr. President, your forebearers in Deurajapa will be so proud of you because you are bold and courageous. Your late father, Honorable Ye Mahama, I believe, will be very, very proud of you. And Ghana as a whole, we are very proud of you for leading the charge to the United Nations to call for us entire world acknowledging that slavery is the most grievous crime against humanity and to call for reparation, an assignment you executed excellently. Mr. President, on behalf of the government, on behalf of the presidency, and on behalf of the good people of Ghana, we welcome you home and we are so proud of you. Thank you for raising Ghana again. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Chief of Staff of the Republic of Ghana, Honorable Julius Zebra. Thank you.
President John Dramani Mahama Yekuhu said, "Mama, a hero's welcome." ewo ehonum no na nipa dodo na nsem omo edi etudwa omo kyire mu a reparations ya yekosiki ankasa kra no ebetimi ayire kwan ebefa so ebechinchim mrofo nsa agiska no ya asem foforo ansa na ya sa ye ho ceremony ni ade eti no ene ensem ene update ede emam President John Dramani Mahama obepiem ewo Ghana after say oni UN for the face no say obepiem ewo Ghana ha oban so ya brief no ene ma okoye esi wo na chi nyina omo achereche ni nyina mu achere na yenim so be start no atu ho na mo no ahwe how best and some esi wo na chi nyina yebetimi resolve ni nyina ewo ho no me no ne President John Dramani Mahama na arrival obepiem ewo Ghana ha ye de emma no a heroes welcome eno ene de ma President John Dramani Mahama na ye to aso ne akọ the camp of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia one ne ho Kenny Samira Bawumia Lady Samira Bawumia any honorable Afenyo Markins ehonum na ye the updates no e de abremo former Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ko PM ewo London School of Economics or London School of Business ho and okoma keynote address ho na ebi mo say some kind of gestures be between Samira Bawumia and Osahina Afenyo Markins na ze omu kire mu a ese one papa na nhyedan kan bi wo ho because na ensem ona eboboba proud to flag bearership race na ebi mo say ase papa no on supported Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ema edrum bi mpo say MPP omo MPs ni nyina yes omo kosra no ofie ni ade papa yi ase o delay kakra obi a hye white na papa no nko ahye ni coat black edidi mu bi eno na amanfo kire mu a ansem yi said de enema ekoso wa ha de emse maame no o ka kai mre bi nsem a esiye na ni nyina mu no Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia he delivered a keynote address ewo ho no mu a London School of Business or den nsem etudwa they were talking on the theme AI and unifying the borders in Africa eno ene ye theme a or den nsem etudwa na Mr. Digital man unim say AI in somebody na nsem doso nti quickly ne be kone akwakotie Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ye wi ani akohwe the entry of Samira Bawumia any Osahina Afenyo Markins enema esi wo nti quickly ne enko na Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia London School of Economics yes nsem odi tudwa wo ne enkotie bi ne emra sisi
this cloud reach on the African continent in Johannesburg in January 2024. Microsoft also announced in March 2025 plans to invest an additional $330 million by the end of 2027 to expand cloud. Because of the previous this cloud reach on the African continent in Johannesburg in January 2024. Microsoft also announced in March 2025 plans to invest an additional $330 million by the end of 2027 to expand cloud and AI infrastructure in South Africa and in Kenya. So when we speak about uniting borders, we must also speak about a practical goal: shared access to compute and energy resilient digital infrastructure. So Africa does not become
all right, since quickly the young call Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, Samira Bawumia, any Osahina Afenyo Markins or more a camp na yemfa nsem free ho enum eba emfamremo na enim say Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia say wakopie mi London School of Economics na ehonum ena nsem bi esi wo ho the gestures between Lady Samira Bawumia any Osahina Afenyo Markins ebi mu hu ne say say Samira Bawumia osnobe Osahina Afenyo Markins edru say o twam ewo nanim e wo senka papa yi ne nsampo no atia ne ade wamfi no mpokra se oti hompo na otwamu a okoye so on your screen say videos buy people were speculating say ase waji na ni kra e de ama Osahina Afenyo Markets we nyina ensem na eboboba previously ensem na eboboba na kire say proud to the flag bearership race no na Kennedy Japan maybe odi beto dwa say Kennedy crowd born bosia enti odi nsem ni to dwa na say ehɔ no abeto dwa say so support Ken instead of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Now before that ne yɛhwɛ what really transpired between Samira Bawumia and Osahene Afenyomarkins ne mra sese
cloud reach on the African continent in Johannesburg in January 2024. Microsoft also announced in March 2025 plans to invest an additional $330 million by the end of 2027 to expand cloud and AI infrastructure in South Africa and EK. So when we speak about uniting borders, we must also speak about a practical goal, shared access to compute and energy resilient digital infrastructure.
Enti yes, Osahene Afenyomarkins na hu say waka ne nsa bom ase o bompa because asem no per the way and speculations ne ba no say sanity ne say papa no na asem na hye no pa e wo ho no a na oye no ho hwe enye ye e wo ho no. Nti no any the kind of ensem a ekoso because prior to the flag bearership race no say na meeting kan chechi mu no na ebi mu hu no say ase papa no on support Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia as honorable Afenyomarkins Osahene ebi mu hu no say o support Kennedy Japan because maybe beto dwa say Ken crab born maybe and the business yakọ from near they can born bosia okọ wan bisa no hwe no nkrata asem no be sign bibia ni and all this kind of kukuru sika kese the man no de ko share ni business mu nti ono de ye ba beto aba amanfo ye o ye support Dr. Mahmoud ni ade ni nyina ono no na so relax we chi wa onfa ne ho enkyere ba bi owo ene ade na bi mu hu ne say yes papa e bia no wo Ken camp ho ye to aba wie ye afterwards omukọ Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia fie command congratulatory messages any ade nyina delay kakra bam obi abone white ne ade na papa nkwa ohye ne black wo ho no mu a ebi mu ne se we nyina aka ho bi na ma lady Samira Bawumia esnobe no wo ho no na Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ne keynote address okoma ye wo London School of Economics no odin some to Japan Mr. Digital Man o kire mu se ne effort ka ho bi and as I say, you Ghana said it. Young Courtney and Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and Emrasi.
Be lovely, but I'm just another guy. I'm just another guy.
All right, enti no any ensemo a todwa London School of Business will be who say between Samira Bawumia any honorable Afenyomarkins na say ensem no enhye da enkoyi wo honom wo ho enti eno amu na ensawam adoagyi MP so de nsem ebeto dwa wo honom ono so ekasafa team ne ho wo honom nipa dodo no mo koja former vice president Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia no omu nyina ede omu nsem eto dwa wo honom a omu ekire mu say yes indeed Ghana is really scaling high on digitalization wo honom aha Pinaxtv de nsem no nyina besi wo ha